Happy New Year! Did you miss last night's fun because of work this morning? Today on Up with KREM, how Spokane rang in the new year.
The New Year's weather is looking a lot like the old year's weather, with more foggy mornings all week.
I'm just a guy making little videos, and so to see people who were like so passionate and so willing to support, it was like the coolest moment of my life.
Turning memes into Sugar Bowl dreams, how one UW superfan punched his ticket to New Orleans, all thanks to social media.
I just want to focus on myself and work out more.
I hope to get back to lose a little weight, as always.
Improving your fitness and finances are always common New Year's resolutions, but we talk to the experts who say to make sure to keep your goals realistic.
You can almost imagine them as like a compass, and you're coming back to your compass, what's really important to you.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for starting off your new year with us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis. Let's get right over to the weather with meteorologist Thomas Patrick, because Thomas, it is so foggy out this morning.
Yeah, happy New Year to you, Channing, and everybody watching from at home. And hopefully you don't have too many places to be today, but if you are about to hit the roads, just realize it is quite foggy. This is Trent and Hamilton in Spokane near Gonzaga's campus. And it is foggy all across Spokane, not just in our normal trouble spots, so to speak. We are under dense fog advisories for widespread fog, not patchy fog, until noon today, as visibility reports have been less than a quarter of a mile in a handful of spots. Let's look at those reports now. Looks like Spokane International Airport just reduced the visibility from 1/8 of a mile to now near zero. Also, quarter-mile visibility out of Pullman, Deer Park, and Sandpoint. As you see, lots of gray on that map, again, representing more widespread fog, not just patchy fog out there. Temperatures hovering near the freezing mark, but I think it's a degree or two above in most locations, so at least it's not a freezing fog for the most part.
Well, this morning, the Spokane Police Department is asking for your help identifying a man. This man showed up at a local hospital yesterday afternoon and was experiencing some type of medical event. He arrived at the hospital in a Seattle Seahawks sweatshirt and khaki cargo pants. The man had previously been seen wandering on Francis Avenue in North Spokane. Anyone with information as to who he is asked to call Crime Check at the number at the bottom of your screen. Brian Koberger is now asking a judge to reconsider dismissing a grand jury indictment against him. Koberger is the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students at a Moscow home in 2022. His attorneys have made several attempts to get the indictment against him dismissed, but so far each attempt has been denied. A hearing on this matter is now scheduled for January 26th. The court has not set a date for the trial yet, but last summer prosecutors asked for a 6-week trial. Well, this morning, the city of Spokane has a new mayor as Lisa Brown will officially take office. The city swore in Brown as mayor last week at the downtown library. Brown previously served as the Washington State Department of Commerce director. She beat previous mayor Nadine Woodward by just over 2,000 votes. Woodward has not shared what she plans on doing next. And over the weekend, Spokane Police Chief Craig Meidel stepped down after almost 3 decades with the department. In a statement, Meidel said that he's worked for 2 amazing mayors who trusted him at the helm of SPD for the past 7 years. But the timing of his choice to resign couldn't be ignored. Shortly after his announcement, KREM 2 sat down with Meidel to find out if this year's election had any impact on his decision.
You're stepping down the day before Lisa Brown will be sworn in as Spokane's next mayor. Would I be sitting here with you right now having this conversation if Nadine had won re-election?
In fairness, I may have stayed a little bit longer. But
what's a little bit?
A few months longer.
Really, just a few months?
Maybe a few months longer.
Meidel told us change and a new perspective can be healthy for a police department. As for what's next, he says he has no plans set up for the future. And longtime Spokane County District 9 Fire Chief Jack Cates is now retiring after 35 years of service with the district. Cates started with District 9 as a volunteer, eventually becoming chief in 2013. Cates has led the district through some of the worst fire seasons in Washington State's history. Assistant Chief Greg Anderson will also retire today. Just about 6:05 right now. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. Efforts to clean up the Spokane River continue after a mysterious sheen appeared on the water near Upriver Dam. The Department of Ecology says it's not clear where it came from or even what the substance is. Right now, they don't believe that wildlife are being impacted, but there's no word on how long it will take to clean everything up. A judge is now considering whether to compel North Idaho College to turn over an investigative report to the college's president. This is all according to our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press. President Nick Swain filed a lawsuit back in November claiming the college violated the state's public record laws by denying his request for a report involving allegations of retaliation against him by another employee. A judge said on Friday that the lawsuit is now under advisement. A written ruling will be issued later. And a fire at a Coeur d'Alene apartment complex severely burned a woman and displaced several families. This all happened early Saturday morning. Fire officials say that crews rescued a 60-year-old woman from her apartment. She's now being treated in Seattle for second and third-degree burns. The Red Cross says the apartment fire displaced 6 families and their pets. And that's a look at your morning rush. Well, New Year's Day arrived to cheers from thousands of people in New York's Times Square. And of course, there were a lot of celebrations all across the inland Northwest as well. KREM 2's Mark Hanrahan rang in the new year at Riverfront Park.
What are you looking forward to in 2024?
Well, we're going to have a new grandbaby, so I'm looking forward to that.
Trying to stick to my resolutions.
Yeah.
Got a couple pounds to lose.
I'm just excited, honestly, to be stepping into a new year.
What brought you down here tonight?
Fireworks.
Yeah?
Yeah, I gonna see the fireworks and yeah, man.
What are you looking forward to in 2024?
Fireworks.
Me too.
And starting kindergarten.
That's a big year. Well, good luck, buddy.
Okay.
From Spokane, Washington, Happy New Year!
A happy new year indeed. Good to see the pavilion and those images from last night because it's not so clear this morning because of the fog, of course. That is I-90 out towards state line, so between Liberty Lake and Post Falls, still a very foggy scene. And that is key to note because sometimes when it comes to the fog, it's just the West Plains of Spokane County that's getting it. In this case, it's a lot more widespread this morning, but the fog will be our only weather hazard because as you see via our Doppler radar, well, there's actually no radar returns, no rain, no snow, just lots of cloud cover at the moment. So it's foggy and our temperature is between about 31 to 35 degrees in a handful of spots over eastern Washington and North Idaho. That is how we are starting the day, and most of the morning is going to be foggy. Eventually that fog will let up and allow those temperatures to get into the upper 30s and maybe close to 40 degrees if we get some afternoon sunshine.
Well, it's just about time to lace up those running shoes because registration for Bloomsday 2024 opens this morning. Registration for the annual 7.46-mile race opens in just a few hours at 9 this morning. The entry fee right now is $28 a person, but that price will increase in April. You can register online at the Bloomsday website. To find a link to register, you can head over to our website at KREM.com. The race itself is set for Sunday, May 5th. And today, the Seattle Kraken will take to the ice for the NHL Winter Classic when they take on the Vegas Golden Knights. Players and coaches talked before the game about the unique opportunity to play outside on New Year's Day.
We're all very excited to be in the game, but I think it's a great way to show off the city of Seattle, the great people of Seattle, and you know how great of a franchise we have here.
You know, having the opportunity on a national scale to play in the Winter Classic for our franchise, for our team, for our players is a special opportunity.
Puck drops at noon today.